Hey there, it's Crafty Jennabug. It's another Dephemerember day. Dephemerember, in case you don't know, is a daily ephemera inspiration prompt list hosted by 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel. And basically they provide a prompt list for 25 days throughout the month of December, and you make ephemera for your junk journal. So far I'm having a lot of fun. I'm being pushed creatively and I really enjoy that. So today is day 18. The prompt is handmade stencil and a notepad. There is an animal that is encouraged, it's not required, to be included in each prompt, and that animal changes each day. Today is the fish, and this looks like a flying fish, and that is really cool. So, I have a few ideas so far. I've got a few different pieces of dyed paper or painted paper. Like this one was dyed with elderberry liquid. I turn this cool green color. This one was dyed with a mix of coffee, tea, and elderberry. This one, I really like this section. And maybe I'll use another piece or two for the notepad. And I love this for the notepad. This was just me playing with stencils one day. And the same with like this one, maybe. Or just this. That's kind of cool. Not sure about that one yet. Once I found this one, it's like, that's the one. I like that a lot. Because it's a notepad. You still got to be able to write on it, right? So I might use this section here because that's pretty cool. And then I have this book page that I used watercolor paint on, and I just painted it blue and did some different blue wave looking things, and I might use that for some collage work on the front of the little notepad. So first thing we're going to do is make some stencils. I have a couple of ideas for that. Since this is a fish, this is probably going to be like an underwater themed notepad. So I want to make some bubbles. I've got a little cut off piece of Bristol board. It's pretty thick, and I want to punch some holes in it to look like bubbles. And I'm going to use, I only have one size of hole punch, which is this guy, and it's actually bigger than all three of the tools I have in here. These little guys that are used for punching holes, usually for eyelets, I think was the intended purpose behind this, but I'm going to use it for bubbles. So this guy is the biggest in this set, and then I have two more that are smaller. You see? I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of them. I might just use this one and this one. But we'll see. We shall see. Alright. I've got my board out so that I don't ruin my table. Get my hammer and let's do it. Let's make some bubbles. Got some bubbles. Next, I want to make some little fish silhouettes, I think. Alright, I'm going to cut the rest of these out off camera, and I'll be back. Alright, I would like to test out these fish and bubbles stencils. So I'm just going to use Vintage Photo because it's the only Distress Oxide ink I have. And I'm going to use this brush and some scrap paper. Looks like fish to me. Sweet. And the bubbles. Yes! Awesome. Both work great. Fantastic. I like that a lot, actually. Excellent. So then, gotta figure out which pages I want and how big I want them to be. So I'm gonna go through these and cut out what I want and figure out sizing, and I'm also going to fussy cut around my little flying fish, I think he is. He looks like a flyer. And figure out what configuration I want these notepads to be. I know I want him on the cover, so I gotta make sure my pages are big enough to accommodate him. And then I'll be back. All right, I have torn out a few sheets for my notepad. This is gonna be the cover, and I've got it a little bigger than the other ones so that I can fold over and just staple it when I'm ready. So that's the cover, and it will have some stenciling and the fish on it. And I might do some collaging on front as well. This page I love as it is. I'm just gonna leave that for taking notes of whatever kind. And then I have this one, which I'm going to do some stenciling on, and that will be fine. That will be done. This one, I love it. I think these darker blue spots look like bubbles already. So that, maybe, I don't know. Can do a couple of fish, perhaps. The only issue is I don't want to use the same colors because I dyed this with these distress sprays, and I don't want to use them again to make the fish. And the only two ink pads I have are the Vintage Photo and the peeled paint. Where did I do my tester? I don't know. Would those brown fish look okay? I mean, they might look like silhouettes. That might be cool. That might be cool. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that. And then the back page, or the last page, is this also, and I think I'm going to use the stencils on it as well. So I'm going to get my workspace set up and get ready to use some of these stencils on these pages. All right. I tested out the fish stencil I made on this sheet where the staples were, just in case I didn't like it, and I don't really like it. So that's all that page is going to get. It will be hidden a little bit by the staples. And then these, I definitely want bubbles. I think I will do some bubbles in prize ribbon. I mean, it's all right. Not really feeling it. Use paint. So I'm not feeling this. The spray is just not doing it for me. So what I might do is I'm going to dry these with my heat gun, and then I might come back with a little bit of the Salty Ocean. I like those a whole lot more than I did now. Now they are so cute. They're not completely dry, but they are much drier than they were. And I think I'm going to take some of this Salty Ocean Distress Spray Stain. I like that. It looks like splashes, like water splashes. Yeah, let me try some paint in the bubble stencil and see how I like it. Alright, I have some of this Anita's Morning Blue, and I'm going to use that for the bubbles, along with a little stamping foam brush. Okay, okay. I like that a lot better than I did with the spray. So maybe I will put some more of those around. It really only shows up well where the sprays are, the darker colors. Oh, yay. It looks like bubbles. Okay, cool. That one, done. This one, I have a different idea for, but I will use the stencil on the front piece. Maybe some right here where I wanted them originally. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. I'll do that in a few more spots. Awesome. Yes. Yes. The stencil worked. I'm so excited about that. This one, I think I will use a little darker paint. So for this middle paper, I think I'm going to use this Slate Blue by Anita's. And I'm going to take a little bit of bubble wrap and make some bubbles. I just took the negative image from my stencil. That looks really cool. I might have to use that on the front for my collage. That's not working out the way I wanted it to. Okay. Well, scratch that. We'll go back to the bubbles. Very light, very subtle. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna take another impression from this and see how I like it. Oh, that looks so freaking cool. I might like that better than I like the stenciling itself. Okay. All right then. Good to know. So I am going to let these dry a bit before I try to do the fish. In the meantime, I'm going to go clean my brushes. Alright, these are dry, and I've got some Anita's navy blue acrylic paint, and I think I'm going to use that for these fish. Because if you're in the ocean, you're only going to see, you know, fish in the distance are going to look like silhouettes. Oh no, I ruined it. Damn it. I ruined my stencil. Alright. Well, I guess I'm not going to be doing any more fish stencils because I have ruined my stencil. I guess it was wet and I rubbed it, and yeah, stencil is ruined. So I could do like the front part of the fish. Maybe I'll do that, just the front. All right, I like that a little bit. It's not quite, you can't really tell it's a fish. So I think I'm gonna call this stencil done because it's struggling. Goodbye, stencil. So next, I want to work on this front. So I'm gonna pull out some collage stuff and we'll get. So I've got my collage figured out, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and assemble my pages together because I want this part to go over the top and cover my staples. So I'm gonna take a quick pic of this so I know my layout, and then assemble the pages and staple them. And then I'll go ahead and glue down the collage and we'll be back to show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, I decided I want to use these stamps. They are by Kai Art, or Kai Memories, distributed by Hampton Art. And I'm gonna use this permanent distress ink, black soot. I'm gonna stamp Under the Sea because I want a sentiment. All right, I think it's done. So we've got homemade stamps, check. Notepad, or what was it, a notebook or a notepad? Notepad, check. And the flying fish. I love it. This is really cool. And on the book page that I ripped from for the collage on the front, there were a couple of things that made me choose those sections of the book. There's dreamlike here, which I always think being under the water is very dreamlike. And then there's navy here, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, got all these cool things on the front. Got some cool pages going on inside. I am really happy with this. Covered up my staples with this beautiful dyed paper. Yeah, I love it. I think this is awesome. And I hope you like it too. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Barbara and Louisa. This prompt list continues to challenge me and excite me, so I'm thrilled. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow for another Dephemerember video.